Hey guys, Ellie here. Today I'm at the sanctuary. I just helped my dad do the feed up. He's not here because he has to be at Longhorn Lester's for some important business and he needed somebody to come feed up, so I went ahead and just did that. I barely escaped the rain. I don't know if y'all can tell, but let me go ahead and go outside. I was inside for that moment. The rain actually, it's kind of stopped, but if you look around and you look at the sky, you can tell it's pretty overcast and that it has been raining. You can see the concrete's all wet. It was raining pretty good a little bit ago. So I'm glad that I narrowly missed it because it's also pretty cold and windy. So that's the easy way to get sick is, especially if you live down south like I do, where you're not used to super cold weather, getting rain and cold and wet together, quick way to get it cold or to get sick. But anyways, animals are fed, they're happy. I'm gonna go back inside because I'm freezing right now. I get to hang out with my main man, Gunpowder. She's a girl, actually. Hi, little Gunpowder. What are you doing, sweetheart? Come here. Come on, Gunpowder. But today we fed hay, the green hay. The reason why we fed that instead of the usual grain is because, think about like what a grain is, like physically, like the type of, I don't know what you call it. Think about grain for a second. When it gets rained on, when it gets wet, it gets all soggy and mushy. It absorbs the water. It's like a big old water balloon, basically. And animals don't want to eat that. Would you want to eat, I'm trying to think of a human example. French fries. Think about your French fries from McDonald's or whatever. Think about if you just dipped them in the bathtub. Would you want to eat your wet, soggy French fries? I don't think so. I don't think anybody would. And so the animals will refuse to eat the grain when it gets wet. So there's no reason to even feed that at all. Instead, we feed the green hay because the green hay is more like a broccoli stem. If you were to dip broccoli in a bathtub or something, it would be a little bit wet, but the properties of it would more or less be the same because the water kind of just runs off of the broccoli. The broccoli doesn't absorb it the way that a French fry would. So as you can see, despite it being wet, the animals are having a good old time eating their hay for dinner. And so yeah, that was easy. I actually love feeding hay as opposed to grain because you don't even got to go in the pasture to do it. And it's a lot less heavy lifting. I'm not the biggest fan of the heavy lifting, even though I'm getting better with it. Ever since I've been working out for football, I've had a lot easier time carrying the buckets of grain, lifting things around the farm that I have to lift. It's still not my favorite. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a brute who enjoys lifting heavy things, but ever since I've been kind of being more active and getting in better shape, the physical labors of the farm have become much easier for me. Oh my, what in the heck is that? I just noticed that in the corner of my eye. What are those things, guys? There was like 40 of them on the ground eating something. It wasn't a dead animal. Every animal's healthy here. It was like some sort of seed or something on the ground. What? Well, there they are again. Those weird little tiny black birds. That was weird. That was the most bizarre thing ever. What in the world? Okay, I've ranted long enough. Let me just go ahead and show you all the video I got of me feeding and kind of what that process looks like on hay days. All right, guys, so the rain stopped. We are going to go ahead and do our feed up real quick. We got our green hay right here. That chicken right there has not moved from that spot for like a week at least. I think it was around, I forgot what day it was. It was like Saturday last week that I took the, whoa, y'all hear that? Oh my goodness, guys. Somebody's hungry. Yeah, they're telling me, Ellie, we need food. Hurry up. Narrate your stupid video later. That's probably what they're saying. No, but this chicken, she's been here. I've come over several times in the past week, and every single time she's been in the exact same spot. She probably hasn't moved a muscle. I don't know how she's eating. My dad must be dumping food like right beside her. I could probably walk 2 inches up to her and she wouldn't move. I don't want to disturb her, so I'm not going to do it. But must be laying on some eggs. She's like a statue. She probably hadn't even blinked in the past week. All right, so a lot of the animals are in strange pastures that they're not typically in. Like right now, I see a pig over there in the alpaca pasture. I don't know what the heck it's doing over there. My dad must have arranged the layout differently or something. I know the goats went over to Longhorn Lester's because it was raining a lot over here and we thought it might flood and we didn't want them to be in danger if it flooded. I know that I'll go show y'all what I was gonna say in a second. But over here in this pasture, the bigs, we only got Annabelle, Santoro, and Moo. So I'll only put 3 little flakes of hay in this pasture. That'll be plenty for them. What are you doing, Daisy? Or Feather? We got the little cows, because I hear them making noise over here. We got our little cows right here. I see a horse. We got the horses in the littles pasture. The reason why is because y'all know that the guineas, y'all saw that video I made about a month ago. Just look at the lack of grass right there where the cows are. The reason why is because we tried to plant some more seeds so the grass could grow, but those dang guineas came and ate it all. So there's no grass for the horses to eat on in the big's pasture. Not enough anyways. The grass in the little's pasture, however, especially since the goats haven't been here, is a lot more green, a lot more grown, and the horses are having the time of their lives eating on this fresh green grass. So my dad let them be in here to get the most out of this grass for a while. I mean, you can just kind of tell, like look, even in the spots where there is grass, it's just very low. It's not dead per se, but it's just not as lively. You get what I mean? Not as green, not as fresh. But then you just look over here, you pan over this way, you can see the dark green. You can see it's just fresh. It just looks very live, looks alive. So that's why you put the horses in there, so they can get that good grass. Long story short though, animals are in all strange places that they're not typically in, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the feed accordingly. In all honesty, it's a lot easier to feed the green hay than it is the grain. The grain's quite heavy to carry, but with the green hay, I'm just gonna back up the side by side. I'm just gonna carry it and lift it in, and then I'll just drive around. I don't even gotta go in the pasture. I can just literally get a flake and toss it over the fence to them. That's how easy it is. Let me show y'all. What the heck in the throw up is that? Hi, little kitty. Hissy fit, is that you? I'm guessing it's you. You just hissed at me. That probably is Hissy fit. I didn't even get close to her. There was no need for that. That wasn't cool. I'm coming, guys. Whoa, what are you? Hey, don't bark at me. Watch out. Why are you barking at me, Feather? Can't come to our property. Start barking like you run everything around here. She might just be excited, but gotta know your role, Daisy or Feather. Know your role, sweetheart. All right, next thing's next. We're gonna get this hay and we're gonna kind of spread it along the fence line. You'll see what I mean in a second. We got one right here. I'm gonna call that a pallet. This looks like a pallet, doesn't it? Big old rectangular thing. I'm trying to get as little of it as possible on my clothes. Just because you live on a farm doesn't mean that you have to get unnecessarily dirty. This right here, I think you would call a pallet, correct? Go ahead and walk it along. Boop. I need to probably spread it out a little bit more because we don't want then if there's bigs in here, we don't want them kicking each other. We don't want them fighting over feed. We want all of them to be able to eat in peace, you know what I mean? That kind of blew back on me, but as y'all can see right there, horses are already eating. They're already enjoying their dinner. As you can see, the whole crew is making their way over. You gotta take a little pee break for, oh my goodness, I've never seen a donkey pee before. That's so nasty. They squat just like a dog does. That's so gross. I'd never seen that before. Out of all the years being around donkeys, I've seen all the other animals do it before, but not the donkeys. That's wild. Really had to do that on video, Donkey Dan? Whoa, chill, horsey. Calm down, bucko. No pun intended, because his name is Bucky's. Okay, everyone's eating good. Let's go ahead and go to the bigs now. We gotta feed Moo, Annabelle, and Santoro right quick. Is that not the most terrifying thing ever right there? A big old cow just looming over your head, looking like he wants to bite your head off. Oh my good, he's just hungry. He's not mean. He's a gentle soul, but is that not the most horrifying image that you could ever see right there? I kind of want him to do it again. Take a screenshot of it. All right, guys, the cows are fed. They're eating well. The last thing I see is that Pawpaw's cows, old Billy, the goats, and Mama over here are kind of sad. They're kind of jealous. They see our cows eating well, and they're thinking, hey, why not any for us? You know what, guys? Y'all are in luck, because we actually do have a little bit left over from that bale, and I will give it to y'all. All right, guys, everybody's fed. Everybody's happy. The rain's starting to pick up, so it's probably time for me to go ahead and get inside, escape the harsh conditions. Sarcasm. But with that said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Y'all be sure to let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you guys want to see. I hope you all have an incredibly blessed day. And as I always say, your boy Ellie out.